Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Portions of this program were pre-recorded.
Counting down. 10.
Get up like the butt crack of dawn.
9.
Oh my God, Elvis, I love you.
8.
Big Daddy's buying today.
7.
I'm going to come to your bedside tonight.
6.
Oh my goodness.
5.
Here we go.
2. 1.
Elvis Duran in the Morning Show.
Hey, relationships are difficult. The payoff, most of the time, is great. But there are moments where you just really just want to, well, hit them in the face with a hot iron.
Oh my God. Really? Wow.
Okay. Maybe I'm exaggerating. You don't have to plug it in. Keep it cold. We were just talking about yesterday. I was hanging out with Alex, my husband, and of course Uncle Johnny's visiting. And I figured out after the day when we had to make decisions, like where to go for lunch or where what to do this, where to do that. He was like shooting down all my ideas. Oh. Everything we did yesterday was what he wanted to do. And I kind of just had to I wanted to say something like, hey, this is a partnership. I get to say something here. I mean, don't I get a vote? I didn't do it. I'm like, have a good day. Then last night, we started arguing about what we're going to throw away because we're going to renovate some stuff in the house. He starts in on me with my piano. Well, that's going to go. I said, no, it's not.
Hell no.
No, not even a conversation. Well, this is my house, too. I said, well, it's my house, too.
Right.
That's my piano. I don't throw away pianos. I don't throw away books. Those are things I don't throw away. You're not yes, we am. We're going to get rid. No, we're not. We're not. Not going to happen. That piano is staying right here. You know, we'll negotiate other things, but not that. That's not, it's not, there's no negotiation there.
Yep.
So in your relationships, I mean, where do you draw the line? There's a line in the sand sometimes where you disagree on things and one of you is going to get your way and one of you's not. Like, how does this work for you?
See, I think one of the things for me, at least, is I wish I had met Heather when I was younger, because I feel like the older you get, the more set in your ways you are. And I am totally immovable on things, as is she.
God.
Nate, to be honest, you'll become more set in your ways even when you're with her. I mean,
Yeah. And so it becomes very difficult at times because there's a compromise that someone's not willing to make. And a lot of times it's me, you know?
Right.
And I feel bad because I want that person to have their way, but...
Exactly. Look, I don't want to argue with you, but, you know, sometimes I need to get it my way. You know,
Right.
sometimes. It's okay.
Yeah. See, there's little things that I'll just give into right away. Like, to me, it's like, okay, this is not worth fighting over. But then if there's something that I really, really believe in, I will stand my ground and be like, no, this is how I really feel.
Good.
Yes.
And hopefully he will respect that.
Oh, of course he does. Yeah,
What's that,
of course
Gandhi?
he does.
So I have a really hard time because everybody says, you know, relationships are all about compromise, but at the same time, never settle. And nobody can tell me what the difference between compromising and settling is. So I think that I just act like a big ass all the time. And I'm like, yeah, we're going to do what I want to do because I'm not settling or compromising.
Look, at the end of the day, Gandhi, if he wants to have a burger for lunch and you want to have pancakes for lunch and he gets his way and you get a burger for lunch, it really isn't the end of life. It's not. It's not But after a while, when he gets to choose every single lunch you have and you never ever get a say, well, that becomes a problem.
Right.
Yes, I agree. Yeah. And I think everybody should have their joint home together, and then each of you should have your own apartment so you can slam a door and decorate however you want to.
You know what? It works for a lot of people.
It does.
I think that would be great.
Alex and I, we're not together every day of the week, and I still don't get my way.
Yeah, you keep that piano. See, if you had your own place all to yourself, that piano could be in the middle of the room. No problem.
That piano's not going anywhere. Yeah, Frog.
Sometimes I let Lisa make a decision that I know is wrong, but I just let her do it just because that's the way she can see that it's wrong, other than me just telling her that it's wrong.
Oh, my God.
This happens in my house as well.
No, I'm being serious. So the other day she wanted something painted a certain color, and I said, that's not the right color. She's like, no, it will be. I'm like, it's not. She's like, I like it. I'm like, okay. I painted it there that color, and guess what? I was right. It's not the right color. It caused me more work, but at the same time, I kneut that she needed to see that it wasn't the right color before just arguing about her.
Why do you do this to us?
But wait a minute. But on the other hand, you may have painted it her way and actually look back and said, oh, okay, this is a nice color. At least you tried, you know?
It looked like somebody backed up to it and just went... all over the shutter. That's what color it was. It was
Like
awful.
crap on your shutters. What's up, Scary?
That's what it looked like.
You know, this is why I don't want to move in with my girlfriend or anyone ever, because I see what happens. All this there's all this resistance. Nobody wants to compromise. Everyone's set in their ways. I'm set in my ways. So I like the way I do things in my place.
Nothing wrong with that.
And she can do stuff in her place, in her own space.
If that works for you guys, amen.
If
But
that
you know
works
what?
for one of you, that's good.
Well, it probably works for both of them. We don't know that. Danielle, stop. I bet it. You know what? However you do it, you know, if you do it. Okay, so on Reddit, they did a question for married people. Share the things you miss most about being single.
Oh, gee.
I'll give you a few.
Yes, please.
Things being where I left them. Right?
Yeah.
Not, okay. Not having to consider anyone else when making a decision. Got it.
Yeah, that's
Not having to
glorious.
justify myself to another adult if I'm getting takeout 2 days in a row. Okay. Not having to share my leftovers. Cleaning the way I want. I have a thing about liking to clean when no one else is around, just because how I do takes time and has a weird system to it. But they don't need to be judging. Just being alone and being able to do whatever I want. They miss that. Now they're married. They don't get that anymore. Sleeping in the middle of the bed like a starfish.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. Quiet. Whenever I want quiet, I have it. I can turn everything off and have quiet. Now with a wife and 3 kids, no, it's a madhouse. This other person says, I could go without all the farts. Like we have
me
farts in our
too.
house. We have a lot of farts in
Yeah.
our house. The excitement of first dating someone you like, well, that goes away when you're married.
Oh.
Sometimes controlling the remote, watching anything without constant streaming commentary, traveling alone. I miss traveling alone. See, I love traveling with someone. Money. My money was my money. I could do whatever I wanted to with it.
Yeah, I don't understand that one either. I have a lot of questions about the money situation.
What are your questions about the money situation?
So Nate had mentioned something earlier today where he was like, "Oh, it's on me," but he's getting married. So isn't all that money the same money once you get married? Is there really a separate like my money and your money? Because that's why I don't want to believe in marriage. Like my money's my money.
I don't know. You know, like if Alex and I go out for lunch, she'll go, "Hey, I'm buying lunch today," or "Okay, yeah, I'm buying lunch." I don't know. It's like I think everyone treats their finances differently in a relationship.
My favorite is when I go away on a trip and Sheldon goes, "Go ahead." I go, "Go ahead, what?" "Go in your closet and figure out which pair I threw out." I said, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "You're never going to know. You have so many damn shoes, you're never going to know which pair is gone." I'm like, I swear to gosh, if you touched my shoes, you were in so much trouble.
That is cruel.
Psychological warfare right there.
It is.
He's just poking the bear there.
Oh, he totally is. He totally is.
What's up, Frog?
There was something in that list that triggered an argument Lisa and I had on Saturday. So it's just how you clean. So Lisa doesn't clean the way that I think a normal person cleans. When Lisa decides to clean the bathrooms, she goes around and puts toilet bowl cleaner, like the bleach stuff, in the toilet bowl and just leaves it for the day and then goes back and cleans it later, which I think is strange. So the other day I'm driving home and I had to do a number two ski. So I'm coming, and you know how we have GPS that your butt knows when you're getting close to the toilet.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So I get in the house.
Where is this going?
I get in the house, I run to the toilet, I lift up the toilet, and there's bleach everywhere. So now I've got a timeout. I'm like, whoa, we're not ready yet. I had to clean the bleach. And I almost had an accident. And I told her, I said, you can't do that anymore. You can't just leave the bleach in there, because I'm not going to sit on that. Like, I had to clean it up first.
Hold on. Is there a reason to leave bleach in there?
That's my point.
Does it bleach the stains, maybe?
It cleans on its own?
It cleans better while it sits there, and then she scrubs it later. I'm like, no. Just put it in there, brush it, flush the toilet, we're done, and it's ready when I need it.
Maybe it's a subtle hint to you to clean the toilet. I will do half, you do the second half.
Then just ask me to do it, and I'll do it.
Line 2, our friend Teresa from Amsterdam. You calling in from Amsterdam, Teresa?
I am Amsterdam, New York. How are you guys?
Oh, Amsterdam, New York. Okay. Hey, love it, Amsterdam, New York. Anyway, you're moving in with your boyfriend, so you're just now. You're hearing this conversation, and I don't know if you're freaking out or like how are you with compromising?
So I'm fine with compromising. I know he's more stubborn than I am, which is fine. I'm learning as I go, but I also learned that because we've been dating for 2 years and it's been long distance. So I've learned as we've been dating what he's okay with and what I know I'll get away with. And just learning how each of us are has really helped, because we've learned where there's compromising and when there's not. So that I don't find it a problem.
Good.
That's good.
God bless you. Call me in a year and let me know how it's going.
I definitely will. Thank you guys so much. I love listening to you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Teresa. Have a great day. Well, sure.
You too. Bye-bye.
It's all roses here. Hey, look, I wouldn't trade it in for anything, but, look, that's a part of it. You're going to have some moments you don't agree on things. And that's the moment I wish I'd never done this. I'm kidding. No. Not at all. Not at all.
No.
What's scary?
Question. Are
Yes.
people who refuse to bend and compromise like bad people who need to work better at their relationship?
Yes.
Asking for
A little
friend.
bit, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why? Do you never bend or compromise? It's always your way?
I just think that sometimes my decisions are better.
Yeah, but
God, poor Robin.
relationships are all about compromise.
We all think our ideas are better,
Right.
Scary. I mean,
I know some stuff we say off the air is not supposed to be, but I got to repeat what Scary said earlier. I'm sorry. What?
I like
Say it.
confrontation. I hate confrontation.
Okay, hold
Nate
on, everyone.
asked-
Let him talk. Go ahead, Frog.
So Nate asked Scary, he's like, so who makes the decisions? And Scary says, well, I always do. Robin doesn't give pushback. We just do. She lets me do whatever we want to do. I'll say, hey, this is what we're doing, and we go. Nate says, well, does Robin ever get to make a decision? What happens then? And Scary paused and goes, I take it into consideration. My decisions are better.
I'm very lucky that she's very, very, she'll go along with pretty much everything. She's the most easygoing person on earth.
Okay. Well,
Someone save Robin.
Yeah.
Now. If it works for her, maybe it's fine. It's everyone's different.
I don't dictate things. I don't just throw it down and say it's got to be this way or the highway.
Sounds like it a little bit.
No,
I know. The way he talks about it, he's always like, "Oh, I don't understand how you guys have such pushback in your relationships all the time. These disagreements. I get whatever I want all the time." We're like, "What? Get out of here."
We were looking at him like we just saw a car wreck. We're like, what?
That's not normal.
Do you have a golden penis or something? Like, what's going on there? Something
Some
special.
people like that, but some people
By the way,
some
don't answer that, Scary.
some people like Danielle. Some people like not having to make a decision. Somebody else makes the decisions, and they just go with the flow. Some people like that, and that's okay.
But
That's
always, I don't know.
everything different strokes for different folks.
I bet you. Look, we know your girlfriend very well,
Right.
Robin.
Yep.
We know her. She's a very, very smart person.
Yeah.
I bet she gets her way more than you think she does.
Yeah.
She may make you think you get your way a lot, but I don't know.
That's a good point.
She's probably she's the puppet master. She's manipulating you
It is a great point, but
to make decisions that she will agree with.
I am an alpha and she's a beta.
Get
Oh my
out
God.
of here.
Oh my
You are
gosh.
not an alpha. That is hilarious.
Elvis is trying so hard to save you here. Just throw away his line. I don't need your life raft. I'll be fine out here in the
You are
sharks.
something.
Oh my God, I love you, Scary.
I can't even.
Well, you can. You just heard it.
Trying to rescue me from drowning.
I am an alpha. Says no actual alpha ever.
We're not normal.
Elvis Duran in the morning show.
What was that?
Elvis Duran in the morning show.
We got to get into some horoscopes right now. Producer Sam is in the house. Who do you want to do one with today?
That cutie behind the glass, Scotty B.
Okay, let's do it.
If it's your birthday today, you share it with Lionel Messi and Mindy Kaling. Capricorn, someone will compliment you today, and it'll be the boost you didn't know you needed. Your day is an 8.
Aquarius, if you wait for the perfect moment to make your move, you will be waiting forever. Your day's a 6.
Pisces, create something beautiful for yourself. You've been doing too much for others lately, but your day's a 5.
Aries, even in your uncertainty, there is purpose in your actions, so be less hard on your decisions. Your day's a 9.
Taurus, an unexpected turn of events is going to push you in the right direction, so don't be afraid to go with it. Your day is a 7.
Hey Gemini, make today about appreciating what you usually take for granted. It's all very valuable. Your day's an 8.
Cancer, it's not too late to rebuild a lost connection. Find the courage to start that conversation. Your day is an 8.
Leo, remember, rest is not weakness. It's how strength renews itself. Give yourself permission to replenish. Your day's a 7.
Virgo, Things you think make you too much are the things that make you loved. Don't be so hard on yourself. Your day is a 9.
Libra, the stress levels are high today, but trust that soon they will even out. Your day's a 9.
Scorpio, remember, no effort is ever wasted if it brought you closer to where you want to be. Your day is a 10.
And finally, Sagittarius, let go of the time limits you put on yourself. Instead, just be goal-oriented. Your day's a 6, and those are your Tuesday morning horoscopes.
Hey, producer Sam.
Hi.
You want to talk about it? Is there something you want to discuss today with the family?
Oh my God, what did I do today?
You've been the other woman?
Oh my God, that thing. Yeah, I have been the other woman in a relationship. Not the one I'm in, for anyone listening intently. But in the past, yeah, I've been the other woman.
Why is this surfacing and making you crazy all of a sudden?
Because we were kind of talking about it the other day, and when it happened, I kind of just swept it under the rug. But as I think of it more and more, I'm more pissed at this human for putting me and the other girl in this situation.
Well, let's talk about it. Look, if you are cheated on, the other woman is the other woman, right? But you wake up and realize, wait a minute, I was once the other woman.
Yeah.
So who you'd be giving hell to some other woman?
See, that's the thing. I don't blame the other girl for hating me, but I 100% did not know it was going on the whole 4 months I was dating this guy.
That's sad.
I know.
That's a long time.
I know. Our schedules didn't line up a lot, so we didn't see each other too much. So there was not enough for me to really sniff around. But we ended up going to a bar that he was a regular at, and when he went to the bathroom, this woman-supporting, loving bartender came up to me, held my hand, and said, "Sweetie, I don't know what conversations you guys have had, but he's dating my cousin, and she thinks they're exclusive."
Oh.
Wow. Yes.
So how did you act on that information?
I simmered. I finished my beer. I ordered another. And then I brought him outside and, like a Jewish mother I am, said, "Is there anything you want to tell me?" And his face dropped. He knew it was up, and we kind of had at it right there in the parking lot. We had a fight. But my very favorite part was I thought he was lying, which he was. So he gave me the girl's number. He didn't think I'd call. He wanted to call my bluff. No, I called her. We were on the phone for like 2 hours.
What a dumbass.
Wow.
I mean, it's one thing to dump him because he was cheating on someone else and lying about it. It's another thing because he's a dumbass.
Yeah, he's a dumbass.
Well, I will tell you, though, when you are the other woman, and I have been.
Same.
Yeah. But I was led to believe that, well, that was over. That other one was over.
Gotcha.
And, you too?
Yeah, I actually had no idea that there was another person. I just realized that I couldn't find him on social media. And then one of my friends found him, and she was like, "This is why he probably has you blocked." There were pictures of him and another girl everywhere.
Wow.
So I just,
Wow. See, that's like blatant hiding it from you.
Very much so.
I was with someone who was in the midst of a breakup. And it was basically, quote unquote, already over. We're just like cleaning up the, we're just ending it and it's all done. And but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was a lie.
My phone call was, I'm pregnant with his baby. That was my phone.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
It was, I had no idea. And she
Did they name her Danielle?
No. I'm going to go ahead and say no. But she called and she says like, so-and-so who you've been seeing? Yeah, well, guess what? I'm his girlfriend and I'm pregnant. And I was like, what?
Okay, you have fun with that.
And then I called him out on it. And he didn't deny it. I mean,
Did she hate you, though?
No, because I didn't know.
Yes.
I really did not know. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. First of all, if you are the other woman and don't know it, it's not your fault.
Sure.
The person who's doing the cheating is an a-hole.
Right.
Secondly, if they tell you that they are in the midst of a breakup or a divorce, it may be difficult to do this. Look them in the eye and say, "Hey, once you get all that taken care of, then you call me."
Right. Yeah.
Because you don't want to be dragged through that.
No.
Because there's emotion. Even if someone's so ready to divorce someone, there's still a tie there. There's still stuff going on.
So complicated.
And plus, you deserve more than, even if they're telling you that it's over, like it's stringing you along and saying, "Oh yeah, this week I'm going to do it. Oh yeah. Oh, but we're doing this next week. I'm going to do it."
Yeah.
It's like, come on.
When you found out you were the other person, did you have a conversation with the significant other?
No.
Do you think you should? I was really torn. So when I found out that I was the other person, all of my friends were like, "Well, you're going to say something to this girl?" And I thought, I don't know. I don't know her at all. I feel like she should know, but I don't know if it's my place to say something. What do you do?
I don't know. It may be. I was in a situation where I was just led to believe that he was leaving, and I knew who he was, but I wasn't friends with him. But later on, I found out that they weren't anywhere about to break up, and Yeah.
Like, I was happy I had that conversation with the other woman, but I got lucky. She was a really receptive, nice person.
Yeah.
She could have told me to F the right off as soon as I called her.
Yeah,
So-
but the bottom line is it was a guy being a douche.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, Scary?
I read some crazy stat that 85% of people, married people who cheat, never, ever wind up getting the divorce. They say that they're getting the divorce,
Oh, I
but they
bet.
keep that so you can keep hanging on. But they say that it never happens because, it's more trouble than it's worth.
Divorce is expensive.
Yep. Yeah. Not that I'm ever going to experience that.
Right.
Is this Tiana?
Hi, this is Tiana.
Hey, Tiana. Thanks for listening to us. You hooked up with a guy, and afterward, he casually mentioned that he's in a relationship. After he hooked up with you. Yeah. How'd that go?
Yeah, so he casually mentions his girlfriend, and I have this confused, bewildered look, and so do my friends at that point. And so I asked him, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I have a girlfriend. We're long distance, and she understands I have needs."
Needs.
does
So he therefore renamed you Needs.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You are now my needs.
Oh yeah, I was like, no, I'm not about this. So walked away after that.
Wow.
Good. Yeah, I'm glad you didn't let him like play around with you like a cat plays with a toy. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
He should have. Don't you think he should have said something before you guys hooked up?
Yes.
Yeah, but I have a feeling he was hiding it because many girls probably wouldn't go for that if they knew first.
Yeah, I'm going to say no.
Well, that's shifty.
Depending on where I am in life, I might have said yes.
Yeah, well, it depends.
But still.
But it wasn't for Tiana. All right. Well, so now if you hook up, are you a little nosy? Do you try to do a little background investigation before you go too far with anyone?
I did after that, but I'm happily married now.
Oh, good. There you go. All right, Tiana, thanks for listening to us.
Waking up in the morning, thinking about so many things.
Elvis Duran and the Morning Show. This is Elvis Duran and the Morning Show.
I can't believe Scary just said what he said. It really speaks volumes.
Yes.
He's like, if you're going to break up with someone at a restaurant, if it's a really good restaurant and you're enjoying your meal, it should make it easier.
Well, it happened to me.
I know, but you're saying because the meal was tasty, then your heart wasn't broken. I don't
I said
understand.
food is a comfort thing, and people can use it as a buffer. So when I got broken up with several years ago, she planned it out according to the courses of the meal, with the appetizer, main course, and a dessert. And she kind of slowly ramped into what she wanted to talk about. And by dessert, she tried to tie it up into a bow, and then she left, and she was 3 blocks from her house.
Then you're very forgiving.
And I was forgiving.
If I'm in love with someone or I'm really getting into them and they took me to a restaurant and started breaking up with me while we're eating,
Yeah.
and then you took another bite of what's on that plate, I would throw it at you.
Absolutely. I would smack that fork right out of someone's hand. Like, are you kidding me? You're breaking up
Yeah,
with
and
me
who-
and eating this spaghetti? No, not today.
No.
And whoever does the breaking up, they're responsible to pay the bill. If you break up with me, I'm not splitting it with you when we're done. That's
I agree.
100%.
Yeah, I agree.
We went Dutch.
So I brought this up and I said, hey, text in. Did you see the hundreds of texts that came in?
Yes.
This obviously hits a nerve with a lot of people. Breaking up in restaurants. Here's someone who said they broke up. I broke up with my ex at Ruby Tuesdays.
Oh, I love that. I used to work there.
Found out a lot about him. He ran out of the restaurant screaming at me, and the whole restaurant listened in. And then a lot of people were texting in saying they didn't break up in restaurants, but they kept quiet at their table to listen to the breakup at the next table.
Oh, I did that.
Gandhi did that.
Yes.
Talk about it.
So I was at a Mexican restaurant with my ex-boyfriend, and the table behind, it was actually a booth behind us. The guy started to break up with the girl that he was with, and the reasons that he was giving were very specific and fascinating. So I stopped talking with my boyfriend at the time and was listening. He started talking louder than they were talking because he said it was rude that I was trying to listen to this intimate moment of their life. To which I say, you're at a booth at El Vaquero right now.
Wow.
Yeah,
You're
let me
loud
listen.
enough, I can hear you, man. Like, come on.
Look at this. My ex-husband took me to my favorite restaurant to tell me he was serving me with divorce papers. My best friend's parents, coincidentally, who never go out to dinner, were sitting at the next table. Never spoke to her again. This a-hole thinks he wants to make a public display of me. Little did he know his divorce papers were already on their way as well.
Wow.
Now it's my favorite restaurant. I go all the time. Here's someone who got broken up with.
Somebody in public.
Yeah, here's the thing. At a restaurant, it's too controlled and it's not an easy escape.
It's
No, it's
risky
not.
It really
because
isn't.
you don't know how they'll act. They could become unhinged and embarrass you and themselves.
But
It's
I
very
think-
risky.
Don't you think that's what people are hoping they don't do? That you're in that kind of environment and that will be
Yes.
maybe more controlled?
You don't know. That's why
Yeah.
it backfires. I wouldn't play with that.
No.
Restaurant breakup. I broke up in a restaurant I always wanted to try out. So excited to go. Got dumped when the entrees came to the table. Never lost my appetite. Oh, this must be scary typing in here. Never lost my appetite. Just went on eating. Oh, my gosh. Well, listen to James on line 20, though. Now, this is, I think, even riskier.
Oh.
Broke up on a Norwegian getaway on a ship.
Oh, that's great.
Now you're trapped.
You're in the
James.
same room and everything.
They're on the same vessel.
Yeah.
You can't escape. What are you thinking, James?
Hey, good morning, guys.
Well, good morning.
What was I thinking? It was just, it was the end, you know?
But here's my question: if you're on the cruise with the person, can you get through the whole cruise and then once you get off the ship, do it?
Not really. I just decided right there I was done.
On what day of the cruise?
Yeah, how many days did you have left?
It was day 4 of day 8. So, you know, I still had a great time. It was Norwegian, and you guys know Norwegian. The ships are great. The ports are beautiful, but the best part is the people you meet, you know. So I went out, I made a lot of friends, and I still enjoyed myself.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
And the good thing about this is you got to keep the restaurant. You didn't have to give that up in the breakup. You got to keep the ship. You're good.
Nope, and
my
Froggy will be
God.
happy I took care of the bill.
Okay.
Okay, then.
I know, but you had 4 more days with this person. How did that go?
Well, we still shared a room. We still shared a bed. So, you know, we definitely both still enjoyed ourselves. But,
Whoa. You broke up with her on the ship, and she still gave you sex.
I mean, you said it, not me.
Well, no, you basically said that. Yes, Gandhi. Thoughts? What?
All right, James, what did she do in the middle of the trip that was so egregious that you couldn't wait till the end? Like, what was the nail in the coffin that you were like, this is it, halfway through vacation?
Well, I mean, obviously it was like a bunch of things that built up over time. But she kept being late to all the reservations and couldn't get ready in time, and like that kind of got a little annoying. Where I'm
That's
sitting there
normal, actually.
Yeah, that's an excuse. That's an excuse.
All I should have done was tell her that the reservation was a few minutes earlier, so she got ready earlier. But, you know, water under the bridge.
Water under the ship.
Well, yeah, okay. So may I assume that this relationship wasn't really all that serious, was it?
I mean, I was in it for real. I was putting in a lot of effort, but I just saw that she wasn't. And she said numerous times over the cruise, which kind of bothered me, was she was perfectly okay with only being good looking.
What?
So, like, that kind of bothered me a little bit.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my
so
gosh,
comfortable
this is
saying,
crazy.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know. I was just saying, maybe it wasn't that serious.
Okay. I don't in hindsight. Well, look, you know, the whole story's great, by the way. You were my favorite call of the week. You got to be honest. All right,
Thanks,
James.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, but the whole point of this conversation was people who take their significant other to a restaurant knowing full well when they walk through that door they're about to break up with them. That was not the case when you went on board Norwegian, was it? You didn't think
No,
you were going
not
to
at
break up
all.
with her? Okay. All right.
No.
And there you go. How are you today, by the way? How's your love life
I would
now?
have done it on the 4th day. So.
There you go. How's your love life now, James?
Single, doing my thing. It's been a few months. I went on another Norwegian cruise after that as a solo traveler. Had a good time on that, and just realized that I can have a good time on my own. I don't need to travel with someone. And I actually have another cruise. I'm leaving next Friday. Another
I love it.
cruise going to the
And
Caribbean.
Norwegian loves you too. Here's the thing: solo travel on cruise ships is fabulous, and I've so many friends who've done it. And have you done solo cruise before?
Yeah, I did one on Halloween last year, and I had a great time.
Oh, that's
Look at you. All right. God,
That's
it
my
makes me kind of jealous.
Worst nightmare.
What do you mean?
I'm doing my thing. Don't worry.
Solo cruising by yourself, and you're stuck with your own devices for 7 days.
No, some people it's a
Yeah.
nightmare to go with someone else. All right, thank you, Scary, but thank you, James. You have a great day, and thanks for listening to us. And Norwegian loves you, man. They want you back.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you very much. Wow.
Interesting.
I need
That's-
pictures now, too.
That took a turn.
Yeah.
Love it.
But yeah, I can't believe all of these texts about being broken up with or breaking up with someone in a restaurant. I don't know. And then when you broke it up, like I said before, you and your other love that restaurant. Like, who gets it? Like,
Yeah.
do you go back on your own with friends or with your next date? Do you dare take your next significant other to that romantic restaurant?
You know how
sure
many
you
times
do.
there's a problem probably with the wait staff? Like, they're used to seeing, like, you with Robert. And then all of a sudden you come in with Johnny and they're like, what happened to Robert? And sometimes they'll say that right in front of them. Hey, what happened to Robert? And then poor Johnny is feeling like crap because he's your new guy at this restaurant.
Right.
It's crazy.
Well, you want to hear another layer to this onion? What if you and your, let's say your husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, go to the same restaurant, and then you love it so much, when you're cheating on them, you take your side piece to the restaurant. Wow. Well, no, you know what? If you're really tipping high, they'll keep it quiet.
Yeah,
oh, hello, Mr. Duran. Good to see you. Who's your son here at the table? Is this your son?
Hey, I'm Ed Sheeran.
Hey, what's up? It's Saweetie.
What's good? It's Metro Boomin.
Elvis Duran. Go. Elvis Duran in the morning show.
This is Elvis Duran in the Morning Show.
Yeah, I want to ask you a question. How are we doing on time? I think we're fine. Can you point out a decision that you made that changed the trajectory of your life?
Oh, my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, and not faith or getting married or having a kid. Those naturally will change the trajectory. But something you did not knowing how impactful it would be on your future.
Yep.
For instance, Froggy, what was yours?
Well, I've had a couple, but I was just thinking, actually different than the one I told you. Had I not moved here to Jacksonville and started seeing a new endocrinologist, I would never have found my aneurysm when I did. I probably wouldn't be here. I'd be gone because I had less than 30 days to live when they found it. So.
And there you go. And so moving to
Completely changed my
Jacksonville
life.
was just moving to you when you did it. You had no idea it would change your life. What about you, Gandhi?
I would say my internship in radio, for sure. When I started, I didn't think that years later I would be working at such an amazing place in an amazing city with all of you. I just thought, oh, this looks fun. Let me get my college credits. And then boom, here we are.
Yeah, you know what? And at the time, you just thought, well, I don't know where it's gonna lead, but I'm gonna do it, not knowing you would be here today. And that switch, that shift in your trajectory, I love that word, has led you to a life that you're loving. Look at you now. There you are, creating art with your boyfriend.
Oh, it's just been amazing. I mean, everything about this experience with all of you has been wonderful. And I mean, sort of to Froggy's point, moving to Boston as well. I think had I never moved to Boston, I wouldn't have maybe caught the attention of some of you guys or, ever been able to live by myself, and just so many things that have to do with getting up and moving and shaking up your circumstances.
What about you, Scary?
Choosing to not go with the cool kids in college and be, live on campus somewhere far away and live at home with my parents and go to school there, because that then, gave me the decision to work in radio and then defy my parents' wishes.
Yeah.
So it was like a double shot.
So your parents had chosen a different trajectory for you, didn't they?
They wanted me to be an accountant.
And there's nothing wrong with that, but it wasn't for you. What about you, Danielle?
Mine is the same thing. I was going to the television station at St. John's University, and that's what I wanted to do while I was there. Met some strange girl on the elevator. She said, hey, do you want to do the news on the radio station? I was like, sounds good. Went there, fell in love, and never left, never even went near the television station. But that was not the plan. So this person that popped out of nowhere changed my whole life.
So the reason I bring this up is you're listening right now. You have done something in your life. You had to make a decision at some time. And sometimes making decisions the most difficult thing ever, but you had to, and you did. You had the courage to do so, and it changed your life forever. You know what I'm saying? You should give yourself credit. Don't just live your life as if it didn't happen. It's good to celebrate what you did.
Absolutely.
You really should.
Yeah. Also, my husband, Elvis, if you hadn't wanted to sleep with him first, I probably would never have met him.
Well, yeah. That trajectory kind of pissed me off a little bit. Yeah, mine is I met Alex. I got married, and I decided to go in for that weight loss surgery for, the sleeve, and I lost a lot of weight. You could go on and on and on. But all I'm saying is stop down every once in a while and take stock in the good things you've decided to do in your life. Sometimes these decisions were made for you, maybe. But if it was for the better, fine. So be it. I love that. Are we going to 11 here? I'm confused.
11 or 12, yeah.
Oh, okay. Very, very cool. So, Frog, you wanted to add something to that?
Yeah, when I creepily looked up Lisa's phone number on realpages.com and called her and left a message on her home line back in the 90s.
You looked her up on what?
Stalker?
Yeah, I did. I looked up her phone number on the internet. I called her and left a message, and she called me back, and that's how Lisa and I became friends.
What'd you say on the message?
I don't even remember, to be honest with you. I don't know. But anyways, we became friends, and then we started dating, and now we're married. So, that was a decision that was strange, but it worked.
People are texting in while I was in high school by Facebook. I liked every single person's post no matter what, and caught the eye of my now fiance and now 3 kids. Someone texted in, I transitioned at 34 years old. That changed your trajectory, absolutely. Area code 860, I kissed a girl, and I liked it. This person says 3 divorces. Going to trucking school changed my life. Taking a job. Going back to school when I was 30 years old. Took a random college course that changed everything about my life. You know what? Another big one in our lives that maybe we don't want to give credit to because it was it still is an unpleasant situation is the pandemic. It changed many a trajectory.
Yep.
I don't know. I think it's so great. Once again, look back on your life and give yourself some credit for the decision you made that may have been a tough decision to make, but look where you are now. Katie's on line 24. Let's just check in with some people calling in. Hey, Katie, what's going on?
Hi. Oh, my God, I'm such a big fan. I met you at your book review in Huntington. And actually reading your book. Actually, I quit my job because of it.
Oh, God. So you became unemployed because of me? I feel like that's not good.
No, it was perfect because I was in this position. I'm a teacher, by the way. And I always thought I wanted to be an administrator. I wanted to be in charge because I'd been teaching for so long. And I had that position. And you had talked about how, being on top wasn't necessarily what you always aspired to. It was just always being yourself and being happy. So I quit that job and I went back to teaching in the classroom about a year and a half ago. And I am loving it, and I'm actually thinking now about getting a dual certification in math and computer science because of it.
Wow, good for you.
Good for you, Katie. And you know what? And these
That's
were
awesome.
these were all decisions that you made. That was your courage that got you here. So good for you. We're happy for you. Very much so.
Thank you so much. Oh, my God, I'm so happy to be talking to you.
As we are to talk to you. Absolutely.
On another kind of sad note, right after I met you in October of 2019, about 2 weeks later, right around, I think, Danielle, my mom passed away. It was like right around when Danielle's dad passed away, and that was another catalyst to quitting the job. So I just wanted to say to Danielle that I get you, and every time you talk about your dad, I just, my heart goes out to you.
Oh, thank you so much. You too. Sending you hugs.
Thank you.
Katie, it's a pleasure talking to you. I hope you have a great day, and it sure is nice knowing you're listening to our show.
Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure talking to you.
And congratulations with all of your success. That's awesome.
Want to hear something slightly more unhinged than the morning show?
I'll kill you.
Elvis Duran's After Party.
What is the direction of today's podcast?
A podcast we record daily when the morning show is finished. Listen on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
That's an after party.
Elvis Duran in the Morning Show.
100.
Elvis Duran in the Morning Show.
So you know our friend Dina with the pink hair? We love her.
Yes. Love her.
Not only is she a very dear friend, and she's always there for us for hair and makeup when we need it. We haven't needed it in quite some time, but now, lately that's been warming up. She came to my apartment the other day. She said, let me bring you some gifts. She also has a side hustle that came out during the pandemic. She makes candles.
Yeah.
These incredible candles. I'm not just saying just like Goop's vagina candles. I'm talking about.
Oh, maybe she could have Dina's vagina candle.
Maybe. Anyway, so she had several candles, but one of the candles she gave me, which was my favorite, was called Stolen Hoodie.
Oh, yes.
I'm like, what is this? She's like, You know when you go to a guy's house and you spend the night and you do him, and the next day you steal their hoodie and you leave and take it home with you? Sniff the candle. I sniffed it and went, it smelled like a guy's hoodie that had been stolen. Like you could smell a little bit of cologne in there, but you could also smell some musky smell, like a dirty guy like Nate, whatever. Not that dirty. What a brilliant idea. And it got me to thinking about stealing guys' hoodies. Gandhi,
Yes.
in your dating life, have you ever stolen a guy's hoodie?
First of all, I have like 10 from my boyfriend, and he called me out for one of them the other day, so I had to bring it back.
Right.
Yes.
They call it, if it's like a one-night stand thing and you steal the hoodie, they call that a screw veneer, as you know.
That's right.
I mean, Danielle, do you ever swipe Sheldon's hoodies?
Oh, all the time. Take it, and yet sometimes I spray it with his like cologne and stuff. Because you want to make sure you smell the person.
Exactly.
The person.
So I was looking this up. There's actually something from a TikTok video I saw. There's many reasons why it's great to steal his hoodie. First of all, when you're sniffing him, it releases serotonin and endorphins. There's a scientific thing going on there. Scientifically, it makes you happy because you're sniffing him, right? Mm-hmm. Secondly, it makes you look good because sometimes his hoodie is a couple of sizes larger than you. So you feel like you're just in there like rattling around, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Guys love that too. They like to see people in their hoodie when it's oversized. There's a sense of security when you're wearing it. You're walking down the street and you can lift that up and sniff it. And you're like, oh, it smells like him. I'm taken. I'm taken, and this hoodie is protecting me from the evil world outside. Right?
Yep.
And it smells like you're the person you stole it from. Guy, girl, doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. We all have our odors, good and bad. It's kind of fantastic.
Nate.
Plus, my favorite part of wearing their hoodie is I stole it and I got away with it.
That's right.
Because we like to steal stuff.
Most of the time, they don't get it back. Most of the time, it's yours and that's it. It's
Pretty
done.
much, yep.
Now, and I don't feel sorry for you. If you have a hoodie that was stolen, too bad. Go buy another one. It means, you know what? No, it is. It's not. We're not trying to be nice. It really is a compliment. You should always have like a case of stinky hoodies in the back, ready to be stolen.
A whole case of them.
Exactly. Yeah, Froggy. What do you think?
If I stole your black hoodie, what does your anger smell like? How would that smell?
Anger? That's an old thing. I haven't been angry in a black hoodie for years. That's yesterday's news. Next
now he's
question.
angry in a black T-shirt. It's a lot different.
Now you're making me angry.
I'll take that too.
They used to make fun of me because for some reason when I wore a black hoodie to work, that meant I didn't really care that day when I was getting ready. Translation, I didn't want to deal with anyone's BS, therefore I was mean. So they called those my black hoodie days. But now I wear black hoodies every day. I'm just like,
Same.
I don't know. What, Straight Nate?
As a guy that's had his hoodie stolen, I can tell you that sometimes it's not just outright stolen without knowledge. You sometimes gave it to the person, say, oh, yeah, it's cold out here, take this hoodie, and then they would conveniently forget to return it.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Like, get the hell out of here. Don't just steal it.
It doesn't matter how you procure your hoodie.
Jeez, Nate.
It's yours now. It smells like them, and you can't wash it. That's another thing about stolen hoodies. If you wash them, they lose all their magic.
Right.
It's gone. It washes down the drain.
That's also part of the beauty of the stolen hoodie is it's always worn in like a pair of shoes after a while. It's the perfect amount of comfortable.
Hey, does Dina with the pink hair have a website? Can people buy her candles?
Yeah, you can go to dinaskissandmakeup.com.
Oh, so I'm encouraging everyone. Look, we're not making any money off this. We're not getting a percentage at all. We just happen to love Dina. Go check out her line of candles, but buy the stolen hoodie. Yeah. That's my favorite one.
She has really pretty ones too that look like a cupcake and look like a cappuccino and they're incredible. I don't know how the hell she comes up with this stuff.
No, what is her website again?
dinaskissandmakeup.com.
Is it DINA?
DINAS.
Dina's?
Yes.
Dina's what?
Kissandmakeup.com.
Oh, I get it. Kiss and Makeup.
That's the name of her. That's the name of her salon, Dina's Kiss and Makeup.
Okay, so Dina, DIANA, dinaskissandmakeup.com. Line 24 is Amanda. Amanda, tell me you've stolen a hoodie before.
Oh my gosh, hi.
Well, hello, lady. Talk about your stolen hoodie story. What happened?
Yeah, when I was in undergrad, I went to a house party. I saw a guy that I thought was cute. Whatever happened, I ended up leaving with his hoodie, and then we didn't talk for a long time. And then like a year or two later, he messaged me and said, "Give me back my hoodie." To be funny, and used it as a way to start talking again. And here we are 8 years later with a dog and a house and a cat. And
wow.
It all started from a hoodie.
It came from a stolen hoodie.
You have to name your
that my
first
roommate
kid
from
hoodie.
college ended up with.
What was that, Danielle?
I said she got to name her first kid hoodie.
She's not having kids. She didn't say she's having kids. That's
oh my
so cool.
God, I can't
See?
believe I'm on the radio with you guys.
Well, you are, and I love that. There's something about that smell. Do you still have that hoodie, by the way, 8 years later?
No, what's really funny about it is my roommate from college ended up stealing it from me, and he has it.
Well, don't let her steal your guy. Hello.
No.
Smells like him.
I won't.
All right, Amanda.
I won't.
Thank you for listening to us. You go have a great day, okay?
Thank you so much. It was great talking to you guys. I love listening to you in the morning.
Well, thank you for listening. It's a pleasure. Hold on 1 second. Here's Joe on line 23. Now, Joe on the other side has had many a hoodie stolen. Joe, if you could count up the number of hoodies that have been stolen from you, what would that be?
Well, good morning, everybody. First off,
well, hello,
it's
lady.
crazy that I'm on here.
I'm glad you're here.
I've been listening to you guys since I'm like 14. This is crazy.
I know we're old and ancient. Thanks for rubbing that in.
Sorry about that. Well, that means
That's
I'm
okay.
old and ancient then too.
No, you're not, Joe. All right. So how many hoodies have you had stolen from you?
I've probably had honestly about a dozen hoodies from me in college. Like by the end of my college years, I had no hoodies left.
So that means you had a lot of girls during your college years, or guys, whatever it is.
I wouldn't even say that almost. I would say like my one previous ex-girlfriend stole all of them.
Oh.
Oh, my God.
Sounds vengeful.
Well, wait, but now she's an ex and she... Well, hold on.
One gone.
She's an ex and she has like a dozen of your hoodies? She got away with
I
it?
don't know if she still has them, but I would like some of them back, which would be nice. They were nice.
Well, I know, but if you call her or text her or whatever to get your hoodies back, that means you're reaching out to connect. And so you can't do it. You got to let them go. You got to write them off.
Right.
That is very true. That is very, very true.
Anyway, so there you go. So when they stole your hoodies, was it like a badge of honor for you? I mean, is that a good thing?
No, because I actually really liked the hoodies, and I went to school in Albany, so you really needed those at that one point.
Oh, yeah.
Guys need to start having a stockpile of crappy hoodies, and then you leave those out so that they're available for stealing and hide your good ones.
There you go. Allison on line 8, then we got to roll on. Hey, Allison.
Hi.
How you doing?
Calling to let you know that I just donated a bag a couple of months ago, earlier this year, that was full of stolen hoodies.
Wait, hold on. How many stolen hoodies were in this bag you donated?
I'm going to go with half a dozen.
Now, okay, so was it a need to move on in your life, or you now have a solid relationship with someone, so you want these hoodies out of the way? I mean, was there a psychological reason you needed to get rid of them, or you just wanted to donate them?
They were so old, and I didn't need them anymore, and they were from guys I don't talk to. They were all souvenirs.
Right? I gotcha. Had you washed them? Was it like a bag full of different boy smells?
No, I washed them before giving them away.
Guys?
If you wash them, then you cleared the guy out. They're gone. You're good.
I have an idea.
I don't need them anymore.
What's your idea, Danielle?
Oh my gosh, we start a store, and it's just a little store, and all it is people that donate the hoodies they have stolen, and then we sell Dina's candle as well, and we either call it Stolen Hoodies or My Ex-Boyfriend's Hoodie. This is it. We're going to make so much money.
But the key is you can't wash them. They have to still smell like the boy. Friend.
Stinky
Right.
hoodies.
Stinky hoodies. Stinky hoodies. That's the name of it.
There you go.
Stinky hoodies.
Oh my gosh.
You're brilliant. This is like the time you came up with Rent-A-Gay.
I'm so excited.
Allison, we've got to roll. Thank you for calling, and I'm glad that you got rid of those hoodies. It's time to move on. It's time to start collecting a new bunch, okay?
Wait, Elvis, can I have one of yours?
Well, hold on. Nate, can we send Allison a hoodie? Does it have to smell like me? You don't want that. It smells like like pancake syrup and desperation.
I like that.
All right, well, okay, hold on. We'll send her a dirty hoodie.
Yeah.
Okay. I've never given away a dirty piece of clothing before.
You have to soil it. How do you
I did, but I can't. I'm not soiling them. I just wear them. Scary. I don't soil my clothing.
Soil is such a gross word. You're like, what?
That's disgusting. It's like I'm Ew. All right, we have to move on.
Oh, there goes Elvis.
Elvis Duran in the morning show. Don't answer the phone. Elvis Duran. The Elvis Duran phone tap.
So Christina says her dad is always yelling at her because she's being careless. She leaves the top down in her convertible, and she leaves the car parked when she goes shopping or whatever. He really feels like something bad's going to happen. Someone's going to break something. He's had it. So they thought it would be funny to call from the beach where she left the top down yet again, and all of her stuff gets stolen. So she starts the tap, and then we'll come up at the end to break it up. So, all right, here we go. Here's the phone tap. Listen in.
Hello?
Dad,
Yeah.
I'm at the beach, and I left the top down, and I just went back to it, and everything is gone.
What's everything?
Like the CD changer, my iPod, my wallet, my phone, my Dior glasses, my
Why
book.
the hell did you leave all that in the car like that?
I know. Well, I just left it in because it's always there. I didn't think I should take it out.
You don't leave that stuff there in your car like that, dummy. Your wallet is gone with your license and your IDs and everything?
Yeah, my wallet, my license, my credit card, my bag.
You idiot. I swear, how are you going to leave that in an open car?
The parking lot was like empty. I didn't think there was going to be a lot of people here.
You don't leave that in the car like that. It pisses me off. Damn it. You better go home, call the bank, and cancel your damn credit card, and go on motor vehicle and cancel your license.
I can't go to the bank right now. I'm at the beach.
Go to the damn beach. The beach. Leave the beach right now and go take care of your more important things. You hear me?
But what about like the Dior glasses? What do I do about that?
All the other. The important thing is now you got your credit cards gone and your license is gone, you idiot. Everything else is replaceable. You understand?
Yeah. But like, do you think you could do it maybe or no?
I ain't doing a damn thing for you. You're gonna call the police, have them come over, and you're gonna file a police report for stolen property. And then you're gonna go to the bank and cancel your credit card. They stole your phone too?
Yeah, my phone was in the car too. Mama Wenda's phone.
What did I tell you to not leave the phone out of your sight? To stay with the phone in case we have to call you.
I know. That's the reason why I went back to my car.
What kind of idiot does that? What
Because
kind
I
of
was just
idiot
so pissed. I didn't think I needed my wallet.
With that money, ID in an open car so somebody could come and take it. What kind of idiot does that? Huh?
I don't know.
You idiot. You're driving your mother, and now you're going to drive me crazy with this nonsense of yours.
Just don't even tell her.
What do you think? She's not going to know?
Because Mom's going to, like, flip out.
Yeah? Well, you're in big trouble because now you really messed up this time. You and your freaking nonsense. You can't get enough. You can never get enough. Call the police and file a report.
What?
Are you listening to me?
I am listening.
So then listen. You call the police and tell them where you are and have them come there and file a report. Where you at?
What? I'm just with my friends at the beach. We're tanning.
You leave the beach right now.
Can I just go to the cops tomorrow? Because I don't want to miss this. Like, it's like the best time to be tanning right now.
I swear to God.
I didn't do it on purpose.
The tan and all the friends that you got there, and you go take care of your responsibilities. I don't want to hear that you're doing this at 3 or 4 o'clock. That has to be done right now.
But that's when the sun goes away. Can't I just wait till 4 o'clock?
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You leave the beach right now, and you go take care of that right now. Forget the rest of the day. It's shot. You don't know how pissed off I am at your little ass right now.
Would you still be pissed off if we told you just got phone tapped?
I got you.
You better, boy. I tell you. You was in a big trouble, let me tell you right now.
The Elvis Duran phone tap.
This phone tap was pre-recorded with permission granted by all participants.
The Elvis Duran phone tap. Only on Elvis Duran in the Morning Show.
All right, I want to bring up something kind of touchy.
Okay.
You have a best friend, and you want them to be happy, right?
Mm-hmm.
They meet someone, they kind of fall for that person. You hate them.
Oh.
You hate them. And not only do you just not like them, but you know they're not good for your friend.
Right.
But you know what? If you get in the middle of it, then you're a monster.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do? And I bet everyone listening to the sound of my voice has been in this situation.
I'm in it right now.
Gandhi.
I hate my
really?
friend's boyfriend. I really, really dislike this person. He's terrible. He's not nice. He's bratty. He's not nice to my friend's family. It's just there's not, and all of us are on the same page. All the friends are on the same page. We're kind of like, do we tell? Do we not tell?
Yeah.
Because I know if we tell, we're not going to win that battle. This person's gonna pick the boyfriend and not us. So
You have to let your friend live their lives,
That's
you know.
it.
And I know, but at the same time, then you have to go out and socialize with them, and you come up with you find yourself coming up with excuses not to go.
So many excuses. I've run out too.
Now, there's another side to this story. What if you are the person whose best friend says to you, the person you're dating is a loser? You have chosen the wrong person. Get a hold of yourself. You're wasting time with this person. They're using you. They're evil to you. They're mean to your family.
See, I think if it's your best friend, you have to take some of that to heart. Because I feel like your best friend is only going to have your best interest in mind.
Right.
And I feel like maybe they see something you don't, so maybe it's worth the investigation.
You know, I've been in this situation. Have you?
Yeah.
Have you ever had your friend say, hey, the person you're dating is a total loser, a total dud?
I've had my mom say it.
Well, okay. And the thing is the person you're dating, you immediately take their side and go, hey, I know him better than you.
Right.
So, there are redeeming qualities you don't see probably.
Mhm.
It just so happens when you're around, he's a total F up. He's a total idiot. But when I'm alone with him, it's all good.
Yeah. I had a friend's boyfriend hit on me when she left the room.
Ew.
And she didn't believe me. That was interesting.
That's horrible.
And I was like, if he's doing it right in front of you. You walked into the other room to get a sandwich.
Yeah, why would he make that up?
You know, right.
The only problem with this is
What's that scary?
If you bond, if you're with your friend and you're trying to give advice about the person you're dating, you will eventually get closer and bond closer with the boyfriend or girlfriend, and then you'll be pit against your best friend, and they'll get cut out of your
There's
life.
all sorts of gravitational stuff going on here. Hi, Julie. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing well, and thanks for asking. So you were actually elected as the person to break the news, right? Tell everyone what happened.
Yeah. So right after the engagement party, my best friend's family approached me afterwards crying, literally in tears, asking me to tell him not to marry her.
Oh.
And that I was the only one that I would come off as okay. They were really nervous to tell him. They were all scared.
Wow. I mean, an entire family?
A family, yeah.
They wanted to use you as the sacrificial lamb.
Wow.
You're the parakeet. They flew into the mine, right?
But you know what? It makes sense because a lot of times you don't listen to your family. You'll listen to your friends first before your family.
So what happened, Julie?
So I debated it, and I ended up telling them it's their responsibility to tell him, not mine. I'm not blood. And if they were all concerned that they should do it, because I didn't want to be in a situation where I lost my best friend.
Yeah, it's a tricky place to be in. So did they follow your advice, or what happened?
They did not follow my advice. So the day of the wedding, everyone was crying. They were drunk. They were giving loud speeches about how hopefully this will work out. Very subtle hints.
This is not good. This is not.
Hopefully this works.
Well, so how long have they been married now?
They've been married about a year and a half.
And
everyone still hates her. There's definitely huge issues. She lies. It's still a big. It's a circus.
So does the family look at you now and be like, you should have helped us out, lady?
Yeah, but you know what? I'm not blood. They
No.
should have done it too.
you shouldn't lose 1 ounce of sleep over this. Not at all. Do you think your friend, the husband, of course, is starting to come around and see the cracks in the foundation with this woman he married?
Oh, I definitely think so now. When I see him, he does not look happy. He's sad all the time.
I
He's
know.
very depressed, but it's her. It's definitely her.
Look, there you are on the sidelines watching a friend make an awful decision with in their love life and getting married. Sometimes you got to let them do it.
Yeah.
They have to learn on their own, and I don't know. Anyway, so do you feel fine? You can sleep at night knowing that it's not your fault. If you did not have to go in and try to save him from this awful marriage, right?
I feel fine with it all. I mean, it is what it is. He has to learn from his own mistakes. I can't tell him who not to marry. It's on him.
Right, there you go. All right, Julie. Thanks for listening to us. I don't blame you. You know, you can only take so much responsibility.
Yeah.
I can't. The whole family voted. You're the one. Hello, Laura. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hi. So your best friends hated your boyfriend.
Yes, and I've been on both sides of a situation like this, and now looking back, I'm an idiot, of course. Like, you just kind of have to work through it. But when there's, like, all these red signs, when you don't let them meet your family, you have to kind of lie about that you're still dating them because your friends, and your friends know that you're still dating them. But it's just kind of a sucky situation because your best friend can give you advice and tell you that, like, you know that he's bad for you or so on, but you have, like, blinders on. You're kind of just stuck in a situation, and you have to learn the hard way. And I feel like as long as they're not, like, physically getting hurt or, you know what I mean, there's not really much you can do until they realize it on their own, because then on the tail end, I have a really good friend who you can't trash their boyfriend if they're with them, because if they go back to them, you can't be like, oh, he's a, you know, blah, 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 and then they end up being with him, and you look like it's a hot mess.
Plus, you have to worry about them opening their mouths to him.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
You tell him,
exactly.
you tell her this, that, and the other thing, and then she goes back and tells him what you said, and then he hates you, and it gets just, gets bad.
You have to be like Switzerland. You have to be neutral. You can't say anything, and it stinks because you got to bite your tongue. But again, I feel like now I know, all right, well, you're an idiot because you were dating an idiot for a while.
Right.
Like, you're stupid, but you know what? You kind of have to go through those
You got to go through it. You got to learn. You got to learn for yourself. The thing is, if you're dating someone your friends don't like, and they insult the person you're dating, you feel like they're insulting you.
Yeah.
You're like, what? You're doubting me? I know what I'm doing. You're not sleeping with this guy. You don't know. I am. It's all great.
And I've totally done the thing where I had friends who did the makeup, breakup. And on the first breakup, I was like, well, let me tell you, I didn't like him anyway. He was ugly. He's not good enough for you. And then they get back together. I'm like, oh, damn.
It's so true.
Yeah.
All right, Laura, thanks for listening to us. Have a good day, okay?
You too.
Hi, Maddie.
Hi.
What's going on?
So my best friend, she met this guy, and they dated for 2 months. And they got married, and I told her not to, and she did it anyways. And 3 months later, they got divorced.
Yeah,
and
3
I had to go back home. And
I know, but you don't want to be that friend's like, I told you so.
No, never.
Yeah.
You know, she had to learn it on her own. But did she ever come to you, Maddie, and say, you know what, I should have listened to you? Did she ever say that to you?
No, she's so hard-headed, she won't admit it.
Yeah, I know. Well, you got to live and let live. What are you going to do? But
There's always the opposite, too, right?
What's
you
that?
Don't say anything. Then they break up with a person. Then you go, I never really liked him. And then they say to you, well, what the hell? Why didn't you tell me?
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell me in the first place?
The signs were so obvious.
Right.
All right, Maddie, you're a good friend. You can't help it. She has to do her own thing. Thanks for listening to us.
Oh, thank y'all. I'm excited to be on. I was excited when I got called.
We're glad you're on.
Yeah.
Thank you. Have a great day today. Finally, we talked to Katie. Hi, Katie.
Hey, good morning. Hello, lady.
Well, hello, lady. So all these tragic stories we're hearing, you want to hear a happy ending? Give us your happy ending. Go ahead.
So basically, I dated this guy for 4 years. My best friend hated him for 3 of them. They were actually really good friends for the first 4.
Oh.
First year.
You have 1 year, and then your best friend hated him.
Yeah. And then actually my dad chimed in, and he was like, you got to let him go. And my best friend's words were like in the back of my head saying, get rid of him. He's no good for you.
Right.
And I got rid of him. And basically all is said and done, and my life is so much better.
Okay.
I forgot his existence.
Exactly. I know, but no, he's definitely left a footprint on you. And there is obviously, if you look at it at a universal, you know me, the tree hugger, you got to remember that you learned something from that. Something good did come out of that awful situation. And it's hard to see it sometimes. Can you actually think about what it could have been? Like, what did you learn from that relationship with this bad guy?
I definitely think that I learned that sometimes when the blinders are on, you don't want to listen to anybody. I'm really hard-headed.
Yeah.
So
has this turned you into a person who's a little more likely to listen to consult from friends?
yeah, most definitely.
Yeah,
Most
there you
definitely. Especially since I'm a very DIY person. I have to do it myself before I have to listen and ask for help.
There you go.
So
Well, now you're on the right path, Katie. Congratulations. Good for you.
thank you. I can't even believe I'm talking to you guys right now. I've been trying to call in for years.
Well, I know, but you know what? And you calling in has been a great contribution. We appreciate it. Now, are you dating anyone now?
I am.
Is anyone saying, run for your life?
No, not at all. Actually, my boyfriend's relationship with my friends are really great.
Good.
We all hang out and we all go on vacations together.
It's so much better this way, right? Isn't it? I mean, isn't it better? Love it.
Oh, and you know what's funny? My best friend didn't like this guy at first.
Oh, well. Okay. Well, okay. Sometimes they have to give it a little time. All right, Katie, thank you very much.
Do you have one friend or a person in your life who, if they said, I really don't like your significant other, you'd be like, all right, this is a bad thing?
I would listen to them,
Yeah.
and I would pay closer attention to what they're talking about and see if there are signs. Yeah.
Yep.
But 10 years ago, I would say, screw you.
Yeah.
You know what you're talking about.
And you're like a deer in headlights. You're so in love. Everything's so wonderful. You just don't see, sometimes what's right in front of you.
You got to get into a point in your life where you're like, okay, I'm in charge of my life. If it's not good for me, I need to go the other way and stop coming up with justification and excuses and stuff like that. We're live. Don't use the F word.
The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.
The Mercedes-Benz Dream Days are back with offers on vehicles like the 2025 E-Class, CLE Coupe, C-Class, and EQE Sedan. Hurry in now through July 31st. Visit your local authorized dealer or learn more at mbusa.com/dream.
Elvis Duran in the Morning Show.
This broadcast is sponsored by PayPal. It's time to talk about something that'll make all our lives a little smoother. We're all familiar with PayPal, right? PayPal is the trusted and rewarding way to pay. It gives you more savings and more flexibility, which is always great to have. Don't just pay. PayPal. Learn more at paypal.com.
Elvis Duran and the Morning Show.
Squatters. Now, this has been a huge story of late where people have a house they got from their mom who passed away, whatever, and it's been empty for a month or whatever. They go over to check on the house and, whatever, make sure the toilets are flushing. There's someone living in it.
Right.
They're like, well, what are you doing here? Well, in some places, they have a right to be there, even if you own it. They are squatters.
Without paying you.
Without paying you.
Insanity.
I know there have been stories lately here in the New York area. There was a woman, I believe, in Queens, you were saying?
Mm-hmm.
She went to a similar conversation.
Right.
Went to her mom's house.
Yeah, her mother passed away. She took some time getting herself together, went to the house to clean things up, found people living there. Asked them to leave. They told her, no, we're not leaving. We're going to stay here. So she changed the locks. She got arrested.
What?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because she kept them from their house because they had squatters' rights. Go back to that, one of our favorite musicals of all time,
Rent.
Danielle, Rent.
Yeah.
That was about a bunch of people who, really talented people.
Yeah. Great voices.
Great voices, dancers.
And they were squatting.
Living in the East Village, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm. And actually, one of their friends owned the property, and so they thought like they even had more rights because
They couldn't get rid of them because they could sing well.
Well, that changes everything.
If you're a singing squatter, so it baffles my mind that if you go out and you pay money for an apartment or a house, and someone moves in, I think in New York State, 30 days is it? Keep in mind, we're saying what we're just reading on the surface.
Right.
30 days.
It looks like, so in some places they said if you've been in a place for 10 years, then you have a right to squat there. But then they're saying 30 days is all it takes in New York State to be able to squat on someone's property and just stay there. That's crazy.
So
I could be wrong about this.
Exactly.
So call us if you know.
Look, I think you still technically own it. It's just a very, very laborious project to get them out of there. It's a lot
I saw a case where some squatters, they were charging other squatters to come in and move in a place that they don't even own. So there was a main squatter, and he was charging other squatters to live there while the person that actually owned the property was trying to get them out.
So these asses can become landlords on your property.
That's
Exactly.
crazy.
Well, so it kind of makes me scared. I want to get home real quick after work. No, really. So, okay, we're trying to figure out where the squatters' rights came from. And I was under the impression, I could be wrong here, let me be very clear, that let's say you're renting, you have a legal lease with a landlord and you're renting an apartment, and then you cannot for whatever reason pay the rent, and there are circumstances there, including pandemic or whatever, then I think you've been given rights to not be pushed out so fast.
Oh.
But what if you don't have a lease? You just move into an empty place.
Right. So this seems like something that was rooted in the settlement of the United States.
Could be.
Where everybody was coming here and just squatting on property that wasn't theirs. And then they make these laws that say, hey, this is ours now. You can't get me out. Now here we are.
But that was a land grab when we were all going west to pan for gold.
Right, back in the day.
You know what I'm
Steal
saying?
land from other people, and now it continues.
This is one of those stories I just don't get it.
Yeah, this is crazy.
What's that?
Well, I
Nate?
do know that, it's basically maintaining a property, right? Because I had a vacant lot next to me, to my house, and doing some research. If they haven't maintained the lot for 10 years, then you can claim ownership. But then, like you said, Elvis, it's a long, laborious process to do that.
Yeah, if you own the house or the lot, you still own it, but you can't just call the police and have them kick them off the property. Well, it depends on what state you're in.
Yeah, because in Florida now, they just passed a law now that it's illegal. Squatters, that you can't have them removed from the property now in the state of Florida.
That's a good thing.
I just asked my husband, who's a real estate agent
Oh, yeah, what does
in
he
New
say?
Jersey. So I said, do you know the rules of squatters in New Jersey? And he said, no. They change all the time, and they are very intricate. So it's tough to know the exact laws and allowances of what landlords can do.
I will tell you, not far down the road from our house out in the country, there's people living there that don't own the house.
Really?
And so we're like, well, do we call the police? We're trying to find the owners. We can't find them. Someone passed away, then it got passed down to someone. Someone in the family bought the house for $1, just to, change the name over to them.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Can't find them. Here's Alicia. Alicia, this happened on your street, right?
Right. Yeah. I live in Connecticut. A woman down the street passed away, and the house was vacant for months. And when her family finally came in to sell it, there was actually a squatter in there who had moved tables and chairs and appliances that didn't work because there was no power. But he had a full-grown rug in there. He was living in there for months at the time. And when somebody actually finally bought the house, he refused to leave, so they changed the locks, but he broke in through a window and they still let him stay there. The cops let him stay there.
Well,
this is crazy.
I see. I don't understand
It
it.
doesn't make sense. If it's not yours, it's not yours. I mean, why is it not that simple?
I don't know, but I'm
It's
assuming there
a lot.
are human rights groups out there that say no. I mean, it's been in the news a lot.
It took a lot to finally get him out. Somebody finally bought the house and started to flip it, and then they must have filed something to get him out officially. But yeah, he had a full living room in there. He had stuff in the kitchen. He had food in the pantries. He was just living there for free.
Wasn't there a story? I think it was here in New York. There was a guy going online, and he was communicating to a lot of immigrants who were coming over the border, saying, "Here's how you get a house. Look for these houses that are empty. Move in." And so I think he is. They let him have it. What?
So I have a question.
What?
If somebody goes, say, a lot of people get summer homes, so they move out of their mansion because they get a summer home down the beach and it's beautiful. So they're not in their home for 3 months. Can I technically
Yes.
then move in? Really?
This happened in California, Los Angeles. There's a mansion like in Bel Air.
Yeah.
They took it over. And everyone in the neighborhood knows. And of course, California being an extremely liberal state, they're like, well, no, we can't do anything. Oh, look.
I think they should pick up this new hobby because I would love to live.
Yeah.
God, give me an address. I'm going to go squat
I
today.
know, seriously. I know some people who get a nice summer home.
Me too.
And their other house is not too shabby.
All right, Lisa, thank you very much. I hope everything gets worked out on your street.
Thank you. Love you guys.
Love you more.
So, asking for a friend.
Yes.
If my apartment building has been irritating me with some things and I just stop paying rent, they can't kick me out?
There's a process they have to go through.
The eviction process is very lengthy.
They can't just move your stuff.
Well.
In a hotel, if it's a hotel, it's different.
Okay.
I think.
I think this happens with Airbnbs a lot, too. I've seen some videos of people who had a renter, then those renters just stayed and they couldn't do anything to get them out. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
We had someone send a text. Is this the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Listening this morning. I'm going to court this morning for a squatter that's living in my Brooklyn property, and they've taken me to court for repairs.
What?
So we have the holdover in one courtroom this morning, and then the case against them is for repairs. They're suing me because I'm not repairing my place I own.
I spoke to him. He didn't want to go on the air.
Okay,
They've
cool.
been there for 2 years, and I asked him, well, how much have you spent in legal fees? He goes, I couldn't even calculate that at this point.
What?
Wow. Stephanie, this is so wild. Stephanie, you work for a landlord-tenant court, so you see all this all the time. So you live in the state of New York. So what's going on in the state of New York as far as squatters?
Well, they have rights. After 30 days, the landlords or owners have to take them to court to have them removed. And the length of time that you have.
Why do they have these rights? Where did this come from?
New York state law. Thank your congressman.
Yeah, but at some point, Stephanie, I'm just kind of curious. They had to put this into law, and something caused them to put it into law. I'm wondering what story there is to tell about why squatters have rights, but we can't figure that out.
Yeah, I can't figure that out either, Elvis. But they do. They do have rights, and it's a long process. And, it goes by how long they've been in the property. If they've been there up to a year, you have to give them a 30-day notice. A year to 2 years, it's a 60-day notice. And anything over 2 years, it's a 90-day notice.
Oh, my God.
So it could be quite lengthy.
All right, well, Stephanie.
Could be quite lengthy.
Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. Nice to talk to you. I love you guys. Listen every day. 30-year listener.
Well, you know what? We've been here for 30 years because we're squatting.
Well, you're doing a great job.
They've been trying to evict us for years. All right, thank you, Stephanie. Thank you very much. What's up, Scary?
So if I own property and you break into my house,
yes,
you can be arrested for breaking and entering.
Yes.
So I still own that property and squatters show up. Why don't they get arrested for breaking and entering?
If they're in the state of New York, if they're there for 30 days, they are protected more so than not. So there.
Upside down.
Okay. Oh, here you go. Well, why don't you use that microphone over there? You found it. Why do squatters have rights?
It's to help urban residents find affordable housing.
Well, that's extremely affordable.
Yeah.
What a good deal.
It was a legal right meant to allow people to settle in abandoned or unused properties or to build homes on unclaimed land. The intent was to prevent people and property owners from taking the law into their own hands, encouraging resolution through legal channels instead of potential physical confrontations.
So initially it did start through colonialism.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The Homestead Act.
Right, but this land is claimed. I own it.
This land is my land.
This land is your land.
It's not your land.
From California to the New York Islands. From the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land's made for you and me.
Yes, it is.
Apparently.
You had a point?
No, I don't. I'm just, there are abandoned buildings all over the place. So if I go and find a mall and I just sit there for 30 days, then that mall is mine?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. It may be a residential thing, maybe a mall thing. I don't know. You can live
Mall
there.
of Gandhi.
You can live there at the old Auntie Anne's stand.
This
We're
is
gonna
my
call
mall
it
now.
Gandhi Square Mall.
Yes.
Oh, my
Absolutely.
Lord. Someone sent a text in. Anna Delvey. Didn't she squat somewhere?
Yeah.
I think she did.
This is crazy.
I know. We're just trying to figure it out. It's so strange.
I guess the lesson is every 29 days, check on your property.
Yeah. Now, if you were to hire
how do you prove how long they've been there? You got to prove that.
I don't know.
If someone, I'm not advocating for this, but if someone hired other people to extract those people from the house.
I've heard how they do this.
Okay, how?
You send someone to your house and have them remove the heating system, the air conditioning system, make sure there's no electricity going to the place.
Yeah.
You pull the doors off the hinges on the front door, the back door.
That costs a lot of money.
It does cost a lot of money.
I was thinking more like hire some big people to just yank them out of the house.
I like Gandhi style way better.
And now you're gone. Goodbye.
It's economical.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then they're going to say something, they got hurt and harassment. And
You get taken to jail.
You get taken
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Insanity.
I don't know.
Nuts.
I just don't know anymore.
This is the first time I've been thankful to have no property.
Thank God I have no property.
Bright side.
I can't. We got to hurry up. I got to get home.
Waking up in the morning. Right now. Elvis Duran in the Morning Show.
Apple Original Films and Warner Brothers Pictures' F1 the Movie is a heart-pounding underdog story from the director of Top Gun Maverick. F1 the Movie, starring everybody's favorite Brad Pitt. And trust me, see it on the biggest screen possible. Only in theaters and IMAX June 27th, rated PG-13.
Elvis Duran in the Morning Show.
we had to actually open up our people's court.
Yes.
Plaintiff first, right?
Scary's the plaintiff, actually.
All right. Plaintiff. We really should get a laptop.
We should make them
Okay.
swear on the Bible, shouldn't the whole
No,
truth and nothing
we
but the
don't.
truth?
Let's not
No?
get into that.
Not my Jewish mother doesn't want that.
All right, so Scary,
that's right,
you're the plaintiff, and your complaint is against Samantha.
Yes.
Okay, what?
A couple of days ago, it was brought to my attention unintentionally by Nate that Sam took a present that I got her for Christmas a couple of years ago, and I paid a lot of money for, and she sold it. And to whoever she did, I don't know where she sold it. I don't know what website. I don't know if she's strapped for cash. But I felt that this was something that I put a lot of love and energy and time.
What hurt your
to
feelings?
pick out.
Can you tell us what?
It hurt me. Yeah, I'm butthurt over it.
Okay, hold on. What was the
Your
gift?
butt hurts over it?
What was the gift you bought?
It was a very.
Samantha.
I'm going to show you Exhibit A. Can I give you Exhibit A?
Let me
Elvis?
No, sure. What is it?
I'll bring it up to the judge.
Yeah, please do not approach the bench.
It is it is a Jonathan Adler authentic canister from his canister collection.
Very pretty.
You know, they say things like barbiturates and quaaludes and ganja.
I love that.
You know,
Let me tell you something. Anything from Jonathan Adler, I'm a fan of. That's a great gift.
Yeah, Jonathan Adler has some attractive designs.
Okay.
So one year she helped me out quite a bit, and a couple of years ago.
It doesn't
I
matter.
said-
You gave her a gift.
I gave her a gift for Christmas, and
Okay.
I said, Sam. In fact, I actually left it on her doorstep because she wasn't home to collect it. Remember that?
Okay, that really has nothing to do with what
Point is,
happened.
I spent over $100 on this canister.
Okay, it doesn't matter if you spent $2 or $2 million. It's a gift.
It was thoughtful. It came from the right place.
Okay.
And now I come to find out from Nate that she's sold it online, as if she never even gave a rat's butt about it.
Okay.
Oh.
You can use the word ass if you want, but you want to say rat's butt, types of top B-U-T-T, butt.
Did you sell that on Poshmark?
I did sell it on Poshmark.
Okay, so let's go to Samantha, the defendant. All right, I'm still trying to figure out, even if you do win, Scary, what the damages will be. I can't quite figure that out. But anyway,
Vase back.
No, hold on. There's more to it than that. Yes, Samantha, your side of the story.
Okay, so I had the gift from Scary. I very much appreciated it. And I recently started just cleaning out my life, things I didn't need. So I came across
You
this
don't need a canister that says barbiturates?
I didn't need the canister. I was cleaning stuff out, and I'm like, okay, this gift from Scary, it was really nice. And then I never understood why he got me a canister that said ganja, because I don't smoke. There was no reference to it whatsoever.
Right. It's a play on words, almost like as if it's a cutesy thing, like you say ganja, but there's usually other things in there.
I'm sorry, you had your chance. All right, please go ahead.
We never spoke about it. It was never hit on. And then we always talk about how much Scary is king of re-gifting things. So I started to, I'm a little suspicious that he didn't re-gift it to me. So I reached out to our friend who he also bought a gift for that same year, and she got Michael Kors boots that year, which she picked out the same day we both got
That
our
would
gift.
be our best assistant, Elizabeth.
Those were beautiful, those Michael Kors boots.
And she wore
Well, I
them
know.
recently.
That's the same year I gave her a Chanel bag, so I win. But it doesn't matter. Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, this is getting just okay.
Well, I put 2 and 2 together, and I realized Scary re-gifted me this because she got to pick out her own gift that same year,
Okay.
and this jar meant nothing to him
by the
for
way,
me.
no offense, Samantha, talking about what other gifts he sent to other people, it really has no bearing on this case.
I just realized it was re-gifted, so I didn't feel badly about
What
being
made you
emotional.
realize it was re-gifted? I bought that at the Short Hills Mall in
No,
New
wait,
Jersey.
by the
I
way-
have the credit card statement in the back.
Did you buy it for her, or did you buy it for someone else, or did someone give
By
it
the
to
way,
you?
hold on, Danielle. Scary was the plaintiff. Now he's the defendant.
I noticed that.
All right, here we go. Well, hold on. Turnabout is fair play. All right, okay. Let me just, as your judge, the knowledgeable Judge Crotch, I must tell you what's going on here. It has nothing to do with re-gifting. It has nothing to do with the price of the gift. The fact is, let's keep it simple. You gave her a gift and she sold it.
Yeah, I'm upset.
Okay, what damage has been done? Because that's all I can work with.
Emotional damage.
Okay, emotional damage.
I'm upset. I cannot believe that I went out of my way to do this for her, and she friggin' sells it. She just- as if it didn't mean anything to her.
But wait a minute, how many times have we gotten gifts and I've seen you sell people s'mores makers or what other things?
Yeah. What am I going to do with a fondue stick?
What did I do with the canister? Weed.
My point is this. Okay, though, even though she hurt your feelings by selling the gift you gave her, it's not illegal. It's not wrong.
Right.
And you really aren't damaged. There's no damage here, even though your feelers are hurt.
Now I love the gift even more in the form of $55.
She got $55.
That's all
That's what you got for a Jonathan Adler canister.
It was a pre-owned thing.
Wait, okay, how much did you spend? Scary, how much did you spend?
It was well over 100. It was the bigger one. It might have been 150.
You know
you
know who wins out here is whoever bought it from Samantha. That's the winner. All right, Scary, this is a frivolous lawsuit. Really.
You can't throw this out of court.
I'm throwing it out. This is a waste of the court's time.
This is terrible.
This is stupid. This is a stupid thing. I can't believe we're wasting our show's time on this. Scary.
You're a mess.
Whether it's a new gift or re-gift, it doesn't matter.
Who did she sell it to?
It doesn't matter. It's her. When you give it to her, it is her property, technically, so she can do whatever she wants with it.
And now it belongs to Deborah Girl 468.
Deborah Girl 468 got a great deal on that thing.
All right, well, thank you. So,
That's what Poshmark's all about.
there are no winners. There are just nothing but losers in this trial. 2 strikes, Scary. One more visit to this court, and you lose another case.
Where's my defense? Does anybody here?
No one cares.
Nobody would defend you if you paid them.
Look, you may be offended. I would be offended. No problem. But that you can't take this to a court of law. What a waste of my time and everyone's time. There you go.
Thanks, Scare.
You know, Scary, next time you want to give someone a gift, just sell it.
Scary, what if I take you out for drinks with my earnings? Does that help?
No,
don't do that.
You don't owe him anything. You don't owe him anything.
Because you always have that guilt feeling, Sam.
Yeah, I got a Jewish
Bailiff
mother.
Danielle, get them out of here.
Yeah, come on, let's go. Get out.
Going down a list of things to talk about today, I had to bring this in. The list of lost skills. You know what? We live in this day of technology and whatever, and we can get things done arguably faster and more efficiently these days than maybe 10, 20, 30 years ago. Things that we have totally lost touch with, skills and hobbies. They feel outdated. So my list, writing letters. When's the last time you wrote a letter?
I actually do that all the time, but it's for myself, and I write them to myself a lot.
See, that's cool. You're taking good care of yourself by doing that. Yeah. Reading a map. Like, you don't have to read it because the map tells you where to go. It reads itself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Remembering phone numbers. Like, why?
Oh, forget it.
Yeah.
That's the worst. If something was to happen to my phone, I don't even know how I'd get in touch with anybody.
Here's one. The lost art of using a compass.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if I ever knew how to use a compass.
No, I don't think so.
Isn't that the thing that you could poke people with in school?
Oh, that's a different compass.
yeah.
Yes.
That's a different kind. Yeah.
It's a different kind? I thought that was a compass.
You mean with the pencil and the sharp point?
That's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a different. Well,
I
okay,
think so.
That's the compass I
Yeah.
use. I don't know
No,
what's
are
different
you talking
about it.
about a directional compass, north, south, east, west?
Well, no, that one. But I like the one in school you could poke people with. That one.
Oh, yeah.
The one attached to the pencil.
I mean,
Yeah.
beating someone with a protractor never was as exciting as a compass.
The compass was definitely more damaging.
Now, here's one I had a struggle with the other day, and it's handwriting. I am so accustomed to just, using my thumb on my phone or whatever. So when it comes time to fill out a birthday card, how many times have you goofed up and wished you had 3 more birthday cards because you messed that one up
all
because
the
you
time.
forgot how to write a word?
Sometimes I
Yep.
buy 2 just in case. Because I know it's going to happen.
Me
I'm going
too.
to cross it out, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. So
Unless you're at Papyrus, those are expensive. You only buy one of those.
right, then you
Have you
only
ever
buy
done
one.
the thing where the card folds and then you mess up the thing that you write on the right side, so you tear it off and just pretend it's like a 2-sided coin?
Oh, I've done that.
Okay, I've done that. Okay, making a fire from scratch. Who can do
Never
it?
knew how to do it.
No.
Never knew.
I know Nate can do it because, well, he's from Erie, Pennsylvania. They don't have fire there.
Yeah, you get some birch bark and a little spark. Poof, goes
Weren't
right
you a
up.
Boy Scout anyway? Were you a Boy
No,
Scout?
I had allergies. I couldn't go around the animals.
Okay, but if you don't have the birch bark, can you do the thing where you just use like stones or a stick or whatever you do?
You need a spark, and actually dryer lint works fantastic.
Where are you
Dryer
supposed
lint.
to get
Yeah, that
this
stuff
in
is
the woods?
flammable.
You go to your belly button.
Oh, geez.
Sewing. Can you sew a button on?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
I could do it, but it wouldn't last long. I mean, I could do it for like the look.
Yeah.
But it's not going to hold anything, especially with my big belly popping it off. Knitting. Who's knitting these days?
Nope.
Never knew how. I would love to learn, though. It seems very relaxing.
I can do lanyard. That's about it.
Here's one we've lost touch with: spelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
That's because you don't need to. It corrects it for you.
What about
You ever try to spell a word and you're so off that even autocorrect can't fix it? You're like,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm really
It's like-
I'm way off here.
Unrecognizable. How about pickling? When's the last time you preserved food?
Oh, no.
I do pickled onions from time to time to put on dishes, but that's easy. It's just-
We buy so much pickled stuff because my husband's British. Those pickled onions are disgusting. Blech.
What? Pickled onions are great.
Oh, gosh. Oh, stop.
God,
Stop,
Danielle,
stop.
you're so weird.
Just stop.
How about jam? When's the last time you made a good old strawberry jam?
Never.
Who does
Same
these
time I
things?
pickled.
Preserves?
Yeah.
People,
Do you make jellies or jams?
I make jams.
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
What's the difference between a jelly and a jam?
Pectin or some kind of
Oh,
something. I don't know.
really?
No.
Look it up. Jam versus. Look it
Okay.
up. Jam versus jelly. There is a difference.
I heard something different.
Yeah, you did. Yes, you did. Pottery. See, this is something Gandhi would make pottery.
Yes.
Gandhi would make pottery.
Absolutely. I actually went and started to do some pottery classes not too long ago, and now I just have to get them out of the kiln and paint. Ready to go.
Who has a kiln? Show of hands. A kiln?
The lady with the kiln is real stingy about it, too. She doesn't like us messing around.
There are two things on my list that make me a little sad. Well, there's one thing, and it's reading. People are just out of touch and can't focus long enough to read because we live and work in a world that is so distracting. There are so many reasons to pick up your phone and check out Instagram when you could be reading a book. And I
Not
think that's,
me.
yeah. See, I'm getting back into reading.
I'm obsessed with reading.
I'm getting back into reading too.
Yep, I would read. I would rather read a book than watch television. I love reading so much.
I happen to agree, and I love hearing that from you. Yes, Gary, what?
You know, I hear there's not a lot of as much diversity anymore in college courses, like the recreational stuff, like ornamental horticulture, or we had glass blowing. Like, did you ever blow glass before?
Yes.
That was a thing.
That was his last name.
And I hear that they don't
Dan.
really offer
Dan
these-
Glass.
I swear we're 12. I swear.
No, I know.
Especially Danielle and I.
There is out in near my house in Santa Fe, in Tesuque, New Mexico. There's a place that they have glass blowing, and they'll put the sign out. We're blowing right now. Stop on in.
That's so cool.
I'd live there. Can you pay rent?
Yeah.
That always intrigues me how they do that. That's just amazing.
Yeah, there's some really talented people. These are things. Look, you know, we live in this life where we feel like we are so lucky to have this technology and access to things just by saying, "Hey, look this up," and she looks it up. You know, but you lose touch with things like, you know, spelling,
Reading.
and reading, making jam. Come on, let's get back to work with that. Want to hear all about the weird, wild stories you didn't learn in school? Let my best friend Patty Steele and her podcast, The Backstory with Patty Steele, be your guide. What are you working on, Patty?
All right, Elvis, I know you're more of a boat guy than I am, but I don't think anybody wants to be lost at sea at the age of 11 after the rest of your family has been murdered. Man, it's an insane story.
The Backstory with Patty Steele. New episodes every Tuesday and Friday. Listen on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Elvis Duran and the Morning Show.
Whoa! All right, there are unwritten rules in life we need to be following.
Right?
Yeah.
For instance, if you're at the table and we're passing around a plate full of, you know, slices, and there's only one left, I can't take it.
I never take it. And I always judge the people who just take it without asking everyone else if they want to split it or if they want some of it. I'm like, who are you?
Or they say, anyone else going to eat this? Because you know the answer is going to be, no, you take it.
Right.
So it's like, you know.
I think it should always be, does someone want to split this with me?
Yeah.
Nate, if you borrow
want it.
someone's car, Nate, you put gas back in it. 3 times you borrowed it.
Okay, I've learned that. It took me 3 times to learn it, but I learned it.
You know, it's too late. You know, you're going to get your own car now.
Okay, fine.
Let's see. Let's go to line 21. Ayana? I hope I'm saying her name right. Is this Ayana? Is that how you say your name?
Good morning. It's Ayana. You were close enough.
Okay, Ayana. That makes sense. Calling from Philly, listening to Q102. So, you have bathroom etiquette in the unwritten rules of life list. Go ahead.
Okay, so mine is if you are at someone's house, you know, family, friends, whatever, and you have to use the bathroom. And if you know you're going to be in there for a little while, flush a couple times, maybe carry your own little spray, because at the end of the day, again, you're at someone's house, and if there's people in there and, like, say, I got to go, I don't want to go in the bathroom behind you and smell what just came out of you.
Yeah.
I got you. Very good point.
Courtesy flush.
I don't want to see, like, the little leftovers, in the toilet.
I don't understand that. Who in their right mind doesn't turn around and look to make sure?
I don't know.
I mean, I work at an animal hospital, and, like, we have, like, a public bathroom, and I've definitely walked in the women's bathroom a couple times and definitely have seen where some people were like, oh, I'm done, dump and go.
Yeah. No, leave a clean bowl. It's simple.
Like, oh, so you just forgot to flush. Like, even though you just went, you forgot to flush.
All
Okay,
right, very
great.
good.
I hope you have a great day.
Ayana, we got to remember when the other people may use that bathroom unless they board it up and condemn it when you're done. All right, Ayana, thanks for listening to us. Have a great day. Okay, Michelle, line 24. It's more toilet stuff. You know what? The unwritten rules. We should just have the toilet edition. Hello, Michelle. How are you?
That's a good idea.
Hi, how are you?
We're okay. So, go ahead.
So, if the toilet doesn't flush, then you gotta do something about it because it's like gross.
Okay, thanks. Well, no, you see, you can't call us and say that. What do you mean, dude? What
would you do?
with it?
Like, what do you
Michelle,
do? Scoop it out? Like,
Yeah, what do you do?
What do you do?
Something, anything.
All right, Michelle, you're not helping. Thank you. No, I need answers.
What about like walking and riding escalators and not elevators, but escalators? Like if you're going to just stand there, I think you have to stand to the right and let the people on the left pass you.
There's etiquette. Isn't there etiquette?
I think so, but I
Stand
run
to the
into
right.
it all the time where people don't do it.
For instance, at the airport, the walkway, the moving walkway, it's a walkway.
Right.
It's not a standway.
For a reason. It's a walkway.
Scary has one. Yes, Scary.
Yeah, never assume a woman is pregnant.
Oh, yeah.
God,
Yeah, that's a
of course.
huge one for
I've
me.
done that too.
I did that once. I'll never do it again. It was not
One
pretty.
time I touched someone's belly and I thought that she was like pregnant, and she had just had the baby. And as soon as I touched her belly, I knew it. I was like, oh my God, I'm such an idiot right now.
That's
She's
what
like, "It's
happened
okay."
to me.
Yeah. Oh, so
I was in a maternity store, right? And the woman was shopping, and she had the little bulge, and I go, "Oh, when are you due?" And she says, "Oh, I just had the baby." I'm like,
God. That's okay, but that's easy to explain. If you've been nowhere near pregnant,
right?
Oh, man, it's time for me to wake up.
Yeah, get up.
Froggy, do you have one? I don't know.
No, I'm the same way with the cookies. I told you over the weekend, my son, there was one cookie left in the pack. I wanted that last Tate's cookie, and he ate it. And he said, "Oh, there was only one left. I ate it and threw it away." No, you don't eat the last cookie. It's mine.
Oh, can we talk about etiquette on a plane when you're getting off of a plane? Because I think that this should be something ingrained in everyone. There's an order. The way you're getting off the plane, just let every seat go as it is. Don't be the person in the back of the plane who tries to run up to the front with all your suitcases.
Yes.
That's so rude. I don't understand why. If everyone just let the people in front of them go, it would go quickly.
So I have more on my list. Don't start drama at a funeral.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Chew with your mouth closed. Scary.
Okay.
Yeah, don't play loud music in public.
Oh, don't eat my leftovers in the refrigerator without
Right?
asking me.
If you're borrowing something for the third time, buy one of your own.
Oh, that's a good
How you
point.
like that one? Yeah, there's one for Nate. You borrowed my car 3 times.
That's the 3 times rule.
Oh, here's one for Gandhi. If someone shows you a photo on their phone, don't swipe left or right. Just look at that phone.
Absolutely.
Look at that picture. Don't look left or right.
I'm a monster.
Oh, another one. If you're waiting for the elevator, the door opens, you let the people off before you get on.
Yes.
All right, you with me?
And don't stand right by the elevator when the door is open so that the people trip over you when they're coming
Exactly. Don't leave your shopping cart in the middle of the aisle when you're bending down to get that can of pork and beans or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Move over to the side. Line 21 is Geraldine, I believe.
Geraldine, yeah.
Yeah, Geraldine, how are you? I agree with you on this one wholeheartedly. Go right ahead.
Oh, when people are driving in the fast lane and you see me and everyone else passing you, but you still stay in the fast lane, move over.
Move over.
Yeah, move over. That's why it's the fast lane. Don't be slow.
I know. It's a passing lane. Keep that in mind. You can only use that lane to pass people.
Yes. Right.
All right? I'm with you, Geraldine.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. Have a great day. Stay in the right lane unless you're passing. Devin on line 4. Let's go over there. Hello,
ladies.
Hello, lady. Hello, Devin. What's going on?
Hello. So mine is when you open the door for somebody and they don't say thank you. That is my biggest pet peeve. I can never stand it when I open the door and I just, it's just a common gesture and they just walk right by.
Do you ever say, you're welcome?
Oh, yes, I do all the time.
I do too,
yeah, every time you say something snarky, you say you're welcome, and they just keep going. And they keep going. It's like they don't even acknowledge, or they just look back. And then
Excellent.
they keep going.
Yep.
I agree. Say thank you. Don't be a dick.
And I say, whoa, you raised in a barn? Like my dad always
Yeah,
says.
exactly. Thank you, Devin. Have a great day. I love this text from the South. Southern Etiquette 101. Even if your house is spotless, always apologize for the mess.
Oh, my God.
I love that one. That is so genteel. Here it is, summertime. The long days of summer. Of course, the older you get, the faster they go. But were any of you ever grounded for an entire summer over something stupid you did?
I was kind of house arrested for 3 weeks.
Gandhi, surprise.
What do you mean kind of house arrested?
Well, I was
What do you mean
house arrested.
house arrest? Was it like the law? I mean, police department?
Yeah, it was a combination of the police and my parents.
Oh, geez.
Do we need to hear this? I think we do.
Okay. So I was in 4th grade, and
4th grade.
Yeah, and I did something stupid and I shoplifted, and I got busted at J.C. Penney, and we tried to take a lot of stuff. So it crossed the line of like misdemeanor into what would have been a felony based on the dollar amount. So when I went to the whatever court thing it was when I was a kid, they said, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're not going to punish you too badly, but you cannot leave your house for 2 weeks. My parents asked it to be 3. And then I had to do and then I had to do a couple weekends where I went to this like juvie facility, and you had to sit through some classes with like the other bad kids.
Wow.
Yeah, my parents are probably not happy I'm talking about this.
So, have you ever been flipping around channels and you see maybe a reality show about a juvie facility or whatever, and you have to remind yourself, wait, I can't pass judgment on them. I had to do the same thing.
Oh, totally. And they'll remind me of it, too. I don't know why you're laughing. That was you. I'm like, oh, man, I'm sorry. And then I couldn't go to any parties. I had to tell people why. My parents would never just let me say I can't go. They would say, tell them why you can't go. I'm like,
gosh.
oh, damn.
Yes. Well, so you couldn't leave the house, or could you go to school? Or
No, it was summer.
summertime?
Yeah, I couldn't leave the house.
Man.
And my dad made me do homework, which he made me do anyway, but he gave me extra stuff. Man, it was terrible. Don't shoplift from JCPenney.
Don't shoplift from anywhere.
Yeah, anywhere. Don't do it from anywhere. It's a bad decision.
Duly noted. Yeah, Frog.
That was the worst as a kid. My dad would always make me tell, like my friends, I'd get in trouble, which is pretty regular. Yeah. And kids would come knock on the door, and I would open the door and be like, yeah, I can't come out right now. And my dad would go, tell them why. Yeah. You tell them why. I'm like, no, I don't want to tell them why. And he's like, if you don't, I'm gonna. And he would come to the door and tell them why. I'm like, why? Why can't I just say I can't come out right now? And why do I have to be humiliated in front of my friends?
Because he wanted you to understand. They wanted you, Gandhi, to understand why this was happening. There was a reason.
It doesn't teach you anything.
The reason it's, well, I don't know.
Yeah, it did.
It may. Yeah, it did. Maybe for Gandhi.
It was embarrassing. It was horrible. I was a little shoplifter, and I had to tell all my friends I was a little shoplifter. It was so stupid.
Tell your friends you're a thief. They were like, oh, dude, that's why I thought you were cool.
Wow. Line 20 is Lisa. Lisa, what's going on?
Hi, Elvis and everybody.
Hello.
How are you?
Morning.
We're doing well. Okay, so what happened? You were 14 years old, and what did you do?
I took my parents' car out. They had just gotten a new Isuzu Trooper, and I really, really wanted to drive it so badly. So I had taken it out on back to school night when everybody was out of the house, and I kept taking it out for a year. And it wasn't until I turned 14 in the summer, and my mom caught me and was pissed.
Yeah,
horrible.
What did they do?
My dad gave me a beating right on the front lawn when he got home. I was grounded for the rest of the summer, and my best friend was grounded sort of too, just because she and I hung out all the time. So grounded for the summer, and it was not the best decision, but we still talk about it to this day, and kind of still can laugh over it.
When I snuck out with the car when I was a kid, my parents had to come get me because the car didn't start.
Oh, no.
No.
And you know what? I didn't get a beating on the front yard. I didn't get grounded. They said nothing to to me.
Oh,
that's probably
And
worse.
It was.
That's the worst.
Oh yeah, no, it was a total mind F. I mean, it was like whoa. Yeah. And then we got home, and my dad gave me a hug, and he says, "I love you," and I went, "Oh my god!" So I cried for like 3 days. I mean, it was a total reversal in what they should have done, right? But it was very, very effective.
I told you when my brother stole the car, he parked it in a different spot because that spot wasn't available. And I'm like, well, obviously they're going to find out now, dumbass. And they did. Like, my dad was like, I didn't park there. How the hell did that happen?
Aliens picked it up and moved it, Dad.
Right.
Free your mind.
My wife Lisa stole her mom's car and hit a gutter cover to avoid a car that was driving down the other side of the road the wrong way. And she had to call her. She blew both tires on the right side. Call her mom to come get her in the middle of the night. Dumbass.
All right, Lisa, thanks for listening. Now, I bet, Lisa, when you see in a Zuzu, you have these painful memories.
Every time.
I bet. Thanks for calling. Line 24 is Madeline. Then we'll move it along. Hey, Madeline.
Hi, how are you guys?
We're doing okay. But see, I'm looking at the list of reasons why you were sort of grounded, but you didn't do anything bad except have bad grades. It wasn't like you stole the car or anything, right?
No, if you got anything lower than a C in school, my parents would ground you for the whole summer.
Oh, wow.
And if they were divorced, so if one parent said you were grounded, the other one went along with it. We might have got a week off, and that was it.
Wow.
Damn.
Look at that. Well, Madeline, wow, God, I'd still be grounded.
Yep.
I don't think I ever went above a C, and if I did, it was a mistake from someone's part. All right, Madeline, thank you. Yeah. Now, hold on. Did it work? Did you strive to have better grades because of this?
I was doing bad my first couple years in high school. My last year, I got A's and B's.
Yeah.
That's good.
There you go. All right, yeah. Maybe they should have grounded me. All right, Madeline, thank you.
Have a good one, guys.
You too. I love how this text says, I'm so glad Elvis gave all these juvenile delinquents a career.
Hey, I am too. Thank you.
What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce.
Hi, I'm Sam Smith.
This is BB Rexa.
With Elvis Duran and The Morning Show.
With the Venmo debit card, you can Venmo everything. Your favorite band's merch, you can Venmo this. Or their next show, you can Venmo that. Visit venmo.me/debit to learn more.
Venmo purchase restrictions apply. The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank N.A. pursuant to license by MasterCard International Incorporated. Card may be used everywhere MasterCard is accepted.
Come on, wake up.
Elvis Duran in the morning show.
All right, I want to take you someplace. Come with me. Ready? Yeah. Yesterday, went to this place called Back Road Pizza. I like their pizza, right? I ordered my pizza. They gave me that big stick with a number on it to take to the table. You know, I was number 17, and I went and sat down at the table outside. It was under a tree, and the breeze was blowing. It was just a beautiful day. I just wanted to sit there for hours. I was drinking an ice-cold beer waiting for my pizza to come out. And I'm not really a beer fan, but it was just a perfect moment. It was great. Then the pizza came out. I had a couple of slices of that, brought the rest home. But that moment I was having just with me, I was in a happier space than I've been in a long time. From something as simple as a cold beer, a breeze, chirping birds, sunshine, blue skies. It was great. So Gandhi says, well, there's a name for that moment. And what did you say it is?
Yeah, they're called glimmers. They're supposed to be the opposite of a trigger. So a trigger obviously sends you down a bad path and makes you upset. A glimmer sends you down a happy path and makes you a little happier in the day.
Huh.
Yeah. Ice cold beer, pizza, blue skies, birds chirping. I was glimmered.
That's nice.
So when these things happen to you, you need to stop down and recognize them because you owe that to yourself. Like Danielle, for instance. Like, is there something that triggers you, but in a positive way?
Yeah, like in the fall, the smell of the air. Like, it's like, I don't know what it is about it, but if I go outside on an October day, it takes me back to when the first time, this is going to sound crazy, I actually called into Z100 in New York. I was walking to college. It was a crisp October day, and I was on the air talking to whoever the disc jockey was at the time. And in my mind, it was the start of my career because they invited me to come up and visit. And I always remember the way the
Wow.
day smelled. So when an October day comes and I smell that crisp October air, I think of it takes me back to that.
And it brings you to today. And here you are sitting in a chair in Z100.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow. How wild. So how many years ago was that?
Oh my gosh, it's scary. 29?
29 years.
29 years.
Okay, so let's say roughly 30. Okay, listen to what's happening in your brain. The brain's fabulous, by the way.
Yeah.
Something that happened 30 years ago, a simple whiff of October air it's a positive glimmer. It's a trigger of great positive things for you.
Yep.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, it's awesome.
I love that we do that. And we all have one. Now, what about you, Frog? You got one.
When I smell suntan lotion and salt air together, it makes me happy.
Wow, I get that.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
Summer.
Right.
Yep.
And
Is summer.
It's a little thing that's like in your brain.
Yeah.
It's
It
been there
is.
for years. You can't really explain it. Scotty B's is interesting. Scotty B is totally glimmered when he finds himself doing this thing. Tell him what. It isn't having sex with a teddy bear, is it?
No. That was only
Okay,
once.
just checking.
I like to sit out on the porch with a big Solo cup full of cherries, Bing cherries, and eat them and spit the pits into the bushes. And that just makes me think of summer. It's such a short season, too. Cherry season is short. So I enjoy it as much as I possibly can, and I love it so much.
So as we talk about these, you're thinking about your own as you're driving to work or whatever you're doing. You talk about this when you get to work. This is actually a fun conversation, as simple as it is. As it is. What about you, Scary?
Top down on my way out to Montauk or the Jersey Shore and pulling over on the side of the road for a lobster roll. Just
There you
having
go.
a lobster roll and then eating that lobster roll as I'm driving and just the breeze. That is a simple.
Look at you.
I'm
It takes you.
excited
Just thinking about it is taking you to a place. What about you, Gandhi?
Oh, man. I love when I walk outside and I can actually see stars because, like, living where we all live, you can't really see any at all. So I get really excited. I love when there's a dog and it comes over and sits with you and does that little and flops.
Yeah.
And I really like that first snow of the year when it's actually coating the ground and you walk outside and there's that silence because it's all
Yeah.
muffled. I love that.
That first snow, after that.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, this is the
Yeah.
first one. The rest of them can go to hell.
Sucks after that. You're right. That the snow has that. It sucks noise in. I mean, it's like soundproofing for
Yeah.
the earth. What about you, Straight Nate?
Mine is
His
when you're
geostation.
Oh my
I
gosh,
see that.
the
I see that way
sound
too
I just
frequently.
had in my head from that.
Oh, Danielle. Oh, no.
Why would you do that?
Please disregard the jury. Will disregard.
Sorry.
Move forward.
Okay,
Nate.
Not my station. But my favorite thing is when you're driving, and it's usually in a place you've never been before, and then you're just driving, and then you happen across this vista, and it looks like a Vincent van Gogh painting, and you
Wow.
just realize, wow. This is such a beautiful world. And it happens for just an instant. And you realize that this is everywhere. There's so many different spots where you're just driving or in nature and you just see something that's out of a painting. And you realize, wow, this is a beautiful world we're in, you know.
I love that. So, I mean, like I said before, as simple as these things are, they really are everything. If you think about it, these are the moments of happiness. If you're having like a really crapola day, you know, it's like if one of these things just kind of falls out of heaven and hits you in the face and says, "Hey, well, wait a minute, here's something cool here."
Yep.
You have to be aware of it. Line 19 is Nicole. Let's go talk to Nicole. Hey, what's up, Nicole?
Hi, how are you?
We're doing really well. I don't know. I don't know how we fell into this hole here, but it's kind of an interesting conversation. Go ahead. Well, what did you want to tell us?
I love the smell of hot clay during the springtime that's on a baseball field. It just takes me back to my softball playing days, and it just makes me so happy. I don't really know how to describe it, but I remember my softball mitt smelling like it, and it just makes me so happy.
I
love that.
That's nice.
Yeah, you know, the brain slowly dies as we get older, but there are things in our brain that will live forever, and I'm hoping that's one that will live forever for you, Nicole. I love it. Thanks for listening to us.
Yeah. Of
Have a
course.
great day.
Have a great day, everyone. Bye.
I love it. I'm going to go. I may have a nice cold beer for breakfast. I don't know. Maybe not. All right, show's done. Let's get out of here. Till next time, say peace out, everybody.
Peace out, everybody.